Jason King came here to motorboat fun bags and kick ass, and he's all out of titties.
By the power of Grayskull!
She, ma'am.
Well, excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
And the lesbians of the universe. Wait a minute. That's the wrong movie entirely. I don't know why I said that. It's an obvious Freudian slip. We'll start that again, shall we? So I'm a teen of the 80s. There was the GoBots, there was the Transformers, and of course there was the He-Man cartoons from Mattel. I used to watch those things every single week because Adam, Prince of Eternia, was an absolutely kick-ass dude.
By the power of Grayskull!
And his fights with Skeletor, "I'll get you, He-Man," were the things that made me froth with delight every single week as a teen. But now, of course, we have that live-action movie from 1987, I believe, with Dolph Lundgren in his first major leading film role, and I thought the boy did good. He was an absolute Swedish beefcake.
Perimeter search. Each of us take a sector.
What's that?
And that was a very troubled production if you don't know about it. Not because there was behind the scenes diva tantrums with Courtney Cox, who was convincing the whole world she was playing a teenage girl very badly, I may add. But she did bring a certain je ne sais quoi to the role and her absolute vulnerability, because we do need that, don't we, in a film called Masters of the Universe. But lo and behold, folks, there was some news that dropped last week, and I have to talk about it now because I consider myself a child, a teenager of absolute pop culture back in the day. I feel sorry for you guys who are Gen Zers who might watch this video, because you're not Generation X like me and most of my fellow followers. So without further ado today, folks, I'm going to get into the director of choice that people have cast so far in this live action movie, rumored to be coming out in 2026. And for the time being, until we get the trailer and maybe production stills, I am somewhat quite excited about this.
Kung Fu Hot Dog.
Is a Kung Fu renegade cop. Now he must defeat the most evil Kung Fu master in the world.
For a modern gaming audience.
For a new world of unspeakable adventures.
Said, Mummy, I like the way the lady runs.
Get ready for a new world of unspeakable adventures, never before shown in a motion picture. Get ready for
Kung Fu Hot Dog.
Groovy.
Thanks for tuning in, folks, to me and my babes from the 1980s in all their bosomy glory. Make sure you like the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button. And it's like the Prince song. We're going back to 1999, or in my case, 10 years before that, because that's me, a pop culture man of culture, if you know what I mean. That will take you back to those glorious times when the world and the environment were normal. Now, courtesy of thetoybook.com, never heard of this website, MOTU heads to the big screen in 2026. I don't like the fact they're calling it Masters of the Universe. I get it, but going back to the Mattel cartoon from the 80s, from 1983, it was always He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. I guess calling it He-Man in the modern day sensibility might rub people up the wrong way, might even rub them down the wrong way with baby oil. But that's another story and another film for another time. So as we just scroll on down here, folks, not much to say, but Mattel films are being involved, and that's rather good. But the more interesting article is this one right here, where all the various actors they have cast for the role have accepted, then they walked off because I guess, again, negotiations with Mattel and the rights and everything else. The one thing I can glean from this so far is that Kevin Smith is no way, shape or form being involved with this, because if you saw his god-awful Masters of the Universe Netflix animated show, which I thought was an absolute travesty. I did not like it at all. It was so woke beyond belief. I just gave up, man, halfway through. It was ridiculous. So this is Kellen Lutz, I believe. This guy's good. He should have been a bigger star, but he was cast, then he was removed. And then after that, Noah Centineo was my absolute favorite choice. When Netflix announced it was going to try and make a He-Man movie, he was the number one choice because he was the darling of Netflix when he appeared in some rom-com drama with an Asian bird. And I thought, yeah, this guy's definitely got it. And what a shame he's kind of been glossed over now. And as we carry on, Kyle Allen, I don't know who this dude is, but he's got the old dimples in the face, and could have made a very good He-Man had he been given the chance. But now it's Nicholas Goltizine, and this is a film that he appeared in with another man who he has an on-screen relationship with, so that's what we're going for here, folks. But this is He-Man. He's the broliest of broliest dudes, so he shan't be called She-Man and suddenly turn a whiter shade of gay, if you know what I mean. So I give the guy a chance. He could be good. And the fact that they've already greenlit this project and it's full steam ahead.
I won! I think.
Now, why I've got high hopes for this, because Travis Knight, who directed Kubo and the Two Strings, a rather acclaimed animated movie, also directed the 2018 Bumblebee. Now, I'm going to say this, right? You might disagree, but I thought Bumblebee was the best iteration, live action wise, of the Transformers, because the only Michael Bay Transformers film I liked was from 2007. Any other entry after that was absolute poopy doopy. And actually, the G1 Transformers in Bumblebee are the true versions I have always wanted. I hated the fact that in the Michael Bay iterations, they humanized Optimus Prime too much by giving him a moving mouth, when in the cartoon series, that was pretty much obscured.
Across the galaxy. We must reach them if we hope to survive.
Optimus, this is our home. We have to fight for it.
Haley Steinfeld as Charlie Watson in these films. She brought a lot of heart and soul. Really good. I don't know why I don't own this film, and I really should. But here are the Masters of the Universe casting choices so far. Alison Brie as Evil Lynn is actually a masterful stroke. Me and Alison Brie have had quite the intimate off-screen biracial relationship. That's all I'm saying on that one, folks. I'll let you work out for yourselves what I'm talking about. And then, of course, Idris Elba as Man-at-Arms. I don't mind this choice. I think he's such a popular actor anyway. And somebody actually spoke to me in one of my videos recently about the casting of James Bond, how Barbara Broccoli is against Bond becoming female. And somebody mentioned in the comments, wasn't Idris Elba meant to be considered for the role? And wouldn't he have been good? Now, he would have been good, but Elba actually pointed out, even if you were cast in the role and he accepted, everybody at every press junket will say to him, "Oh, Idris, what's it like to be the first black Bond on the big screen?" And his point is, why can't I just be the guy playing the guy without any other ridiculous questions being asked? And that's the point I had as well. So he'll never escape that. But how do I feel about him being the Man-at-Arms? Not bad, actually. Again, it's Hollywood checklisting certain things. If this were to be a purely Caucasian He-Man movie, people might have a problem with it. So again, him being Man-at-Arms is a great choice. And that does remind me, folks, I just need to transition back here very quickly. If you've seen the 1987 film Chelsea Field, who of course to you and I is Mrs. Scott Bakula, him of Sam Beckett fame in Quantum Leap, she played the daughter of, for Man-at-Arms in the movie, and she has a fantastic wall-breaking moment where she says this.
Woman at arms.
If you look at it from a modern day lens, that would be construed or misconstrued as, oh, we're attacking the patriarchy. But back then it was like, oh, you know what? We're going to say this because it's a jolly funny moment. And I thought she delivered that moment, that line with such finesse, and she was pretty hot as well, actually, I got to say. Lucky Scott Bakula. And Camila Mendes as Tila could be quite good. And Sam Wilson as Trapjaw, Kojo Atta as Triclops, of course, Halfor Julius Bjornsson as Goatman. Not bad. I think that could work out quite well. I've noticed they haven't cast the sorcerer yet. I want to know who she's going to be. She needs to be like the one on my t-shirt right here. She is a sorceress, you blathering buffoon!
At last, my spell of liquid light is almost finished.
But I'm saving the breast for last. Jared Leto as Skeletor.
I can't remember when I've had a more pleasant day.
Is a great casting choice. I think the man's got a great sense of humor if he's accepting that role. Is he going to be as good as Frank Langella? I don't know. That's going to be one for the ages, I guess. My hopes for now are this high, like a big pair of titties, but everything could go south. But we'll have to wait and see, folks. But I do want to say that I've got so many fond memories of the He-Man film from 1987 because Meg Foster as Evil Lynn was great. I mean, she's got the eyes, right? She was just a beautiful actress, and she still is. But her on-screen chemistry with Frank Langella as Skeletor was just hilarious. The way he would put her down on occasion in the film it just had me rolling with absolute laughter.
To serve you.
It would be a pity to waste their talents.
Save your pity for yourself!
I was not suggesting that I go.
Then you should not have spoken.
I think the main criticism that people had of the first movie, that we saw a brief moment of Eternia, but then it all transferred down to Earth, and I thought, oh, what the hell happened? And I think one of the original ideas was they wanted to set it on Eternia, but again, Menachem Golan, the Golan Globus production team, right? You know, we love those guys because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have had that first live iteration of He-Man, right? So good for them. But Golden Globus, they were known for very tightly budgeting their movies. It was all in a very Jewish type purse string, and you couldn't spend money more or money less. The less the film cost, the more hopeful the returns would be at the box office. Don't forget, this is Golden Globus who gave us the Chuck Norris classic, Invasion USA.
It's time to die.
So this is not those times, folks. It's a different sheen altogether. I think this live action version will have some 80s throwbacks. Certainly the music of that time will find its way into this film. I'm hoping Van Halen gets a bit of a shout out. I do hope that maybe the majority of this film will take place on Eternia. Maybe the third act will find itself on Earth, but if I were them, just keep it true to form, because again, Travis Knight has proven that he does respect the source material, especially when you watch Bumblebee and how much he crafted that film and made Bumblebee look so fantastic and kept the Transformers true to what they actually are. So I'm hoping for that. But then again, you know, I've been Like Bon Jovi, I've been shot through the heart, and you're to blame. Woke Hollywood, you give love a bad name. But on that one, folks, what are your thoughts? Jared Leto as Skeletor, good choice. Alison Brie as Evil Lynn with the legs and thighs and the stunning eyes. I've got to say one quick thing about Alison Brie as well. If you ever watched Mad Men, where she played the wife of Pete Campbell, I thought she was absolutely the most delightful pin-up beauty in that whole series.
Have you been drinking?
The whole country's drinking. Not to celebrate some spoiled brat's wedding.
Sure, everybody's eyes were diverted by the 38 double D chests of Christina Hendricks, but for me, I was always mesmerized by the green eyes and thighs of Miss Alison Brie. What do you think?
Ma'am.
I should let you know there's a problem now between us.
Right? Why are you always on my case?
Because you are particularly disrespectful.
But on that one, if you were me and if I were you, get your sword ready for the next episode of my next video, whatever that's going to be.
So you're really gonna stay here, huh? What, are you kidding? What am I gonna go back there for? And look what I got here. I got a castle, I got a view, I got clean air, I got a beautiful woman, huh? Some kind of retirement, huh?